I never believed that moonlight could be bright enough to reveal something you were never meant to see. But that night taught me that darkness doesn't always hide things. Sometimes it simply waits for enough light to show you the truth. This happened years ago when I visited my cousin in a small town where nights felt heavier, quieter, and strangely alert, as if the land itself never truly slept. We were close, almost like brothers, and during my stay we spent our evenings riding his old motorcycle through empty roads, killing time, talking about nothing important, feeling free in a way only quiet places allow. Late that night, while returning from one such ride, we slowed near an old graveyard that sat just beside the road, surrounded by crooked trees and a low stone wall that looked more symbolic than protective. The iron gate stood slightly open, rusted, unmoving, as if it had been left that way on purpose. When I looked at it for more than a few seconds, my cousin noticed and immediately told me to stop staring. He laughed, but his voice wasn't fully relaxed, and when I asked why, he finally explained that this graveyard had a reputation in the town, not officially, not written anywhere, but whispered about quietly, especially by older people. He told me that locals believed a ghoul appeared there at night, not every night, but often enough that nobody dismissed the stories completely. According to those stories, it wasn't a dramatic creature that jumped out screaming, but something far more disturbing, something that blended into the graveyard itself. They said it looked almost human at first glance, but wrong in every detail once you really saw it. He described it as thin and bent unnaturally forward, its back curved like it had spent years crawling rather than walking, its arms too long for its body, hanging close to the ground even when it moved. Its head, he said, was large and uneven, with a face that reminded people of a goblin from old folklore, sharp features, sunken cheeks, and eyes set too deep, reflecting light in a way that felt animal rather than human. They believed it fed on the dead, lingering near fresh graves, disturbing them just enough to survive, and that anyone who saw it clearly either fainted from fear or ran so fast they didn't stop until daylight. Some people, he said quietly, were never seen again, while others left the town within days, refusing to explain what had scared them so badly. I laughed it off, pretending curiosity rather than fear, and told him I just wanted to take a quick look, nothing more. He warned me again, reminding me that there was only one entrance and exit, and told me to come back immediately if anything felt wrong. I promised him. Inside the graveyard, the air felt different, heavier, almost pressed down, and although there were no lights at all, the full moon was high and clear, its pale light spreading evenly across the ground, making every grave, every shadow, every uneven surface visible in sharp detail. That's when I saw it. Near one of the older graves, I noticed movement, slow and deliberate, not the random motion of an animal. The figure was crouched low, its body angled forward in a way that made my stomach tighten immediately. Under the moonlight, I could see it clearly. Its skin looked dark and rough, not furred, not smooth, stretched tightly over its thin frame. Its limbs bent at odd angles as it moved, and its head tilted downward, focused on something near the base of the grave. It was feeding.
Not violently, not frantically, but slowly, deliberately, like it had done this many times before. Its movements were controlled, practiced, almost calm, and that calmness made it far more terrifying than aggression ever could. When it lifted its head slightly, I saw its face. It looked like something pulled straight from ancient stories, a goblin-like shape with a flattened nose, deep-set eyes that reflected the moonlight sharply, and a mouth that didn't close properly, as if its jaw didn't sit where it should. Its expression wasn't wild or enraged. It was focused, aware. The moment our eyes met, something inside me froze completely. It didn't rush toward me. It didn't growl or scream. It simply stopped what it was doing and watched me, its eyes unblinking, its body perfectly still, as if it were deciding whether I was worth the effort. That silence broke me. I turned and ran. I didn't look back again because I knew that if I did, my legs might stop working altogether. When I finally burst out through the gate, my relief lasted only a second. The motorcycle was there, but my cousin wasn't. I noticed blood on the seat, smeared and dripping lightly onto the ground, forming a thin trail that led away from the road and into the darkness beyond the trees. My hands started shaking so badly I could barely stand. I followed the trail, every step feeling wrong, my heart pounding louder than my thoughts, until suddenly a hand grabbed my arm. I screamed. The man holding me looked shocked by my reaction, quickly explaining that he worked at the graveyard, that he had been checking the area after reports of animals disturbing graves. He told me the blood was from an injured animal that had wandered near the road earlier. Before I could respond, my phone vibrated repeatedly. Messages from my cousin. He was still waiting at the gate. There had been no attack, no disappearance, no blood. When I ran back, he was exactly where he said he was, unharmed, confused, asking me why I looked terrified. There was only one gate, only one road, only one graveyard. We left immediately, and we never spoke about it again. But even now, years later, I know what I saw under that moonlight. Because imagination doesn't wait calmly for you to notice it. Something there did.